It was evening, nearly 8 p.m. After a normal exhausting day, both of them were having their peaceful dinner. None of them spoke. It was quite like usual. His hand shifted as he picked up the food with his chopsticks and brought it to his mouth. She observed him as he savored his meal in silence. She took a bite before leaning on her seat, finally breaking the silence. "It's my first time trying this dish. How is it?" She spoke, making him lift his head. He gave her a light smile before answering. "Taehyung, it is very well made. I didn't realize it was your first time making it." She smiled as she heard him. He returned the smile before continuing to eat. She glanced at him briefly before going back to eat her own food. His little compliment can make her feel loved even though he's not first one to speak. Wine Pov. "This is Lee Wine, officially Kim. It's been a year and a half since we both are married. My dear husband Kim Tae-young and I met through an arranged marriage, which was arranged by our parents. After completing my graduation, I got a job as a bookstore clerk. I was already 24 years old, so my parents wanted me to get a partner. That's when my dad met Mr. Kim Tae-young's father. My dad was impressed by their grace and politeness. He met Tae-young for the first time, and he was very satisfied by their kindness and talkative way, no attitude or unnecessary pride, even after being a well-settled family. Besides, Taeyong family also liked me a lot. Both of our families talked and decided to arrange our marriage. Me and Taeyong had no objection, so we agreed to this. That's how we are here now. Taeyong is very shy and sweet. He didn't speak much, but I know he cares a lot. Yeah, he's unromantic and socially awkward, but being cold and anxious, he also makes sure I'm comfortable around him. I have no problem with him being shy, but I just want him to be comfortable around me. I want him to be able to tell me what's on his mind. He was very cold when we first met, but he's so much better from past 3 months. I snapped out of my thoughts and began to eat. A few minutes later, we were done with our dinner, so we both headed to our shared bedroom to have our precious sleep. Time skip. Next day morning. Taehyung, yeah, Mr. Bay, please arrange everything flawless, and I hope our team is prepared for the meeting. Yes, thank you. Alright. He hung up the call and placed the phone on the table. I should leave now. Thank you for the breakfast. Wine, you're welcome. He grabbed a tie and began to put it on himself while talking to Ryan. Taehyung, I might be late tonight. I have an important meeting and some other stuff. I'll try to finish them before 10 p.m. Ryan, it's fine. Don't pressure yourself. And by the way, I'll be with Ivy today. She's coming to see me after a long time. Taehyung, that's a relief then. He smiled, but then he let out a tusk while struggling with the tie. She chuckled, walking towards him and grabbing the tie from his hand. "Ryan, let me help," she said and began to tie his tie. He let her help him while his gaze was fixed down at her. Her tiny body was covered by his huge one. As she was busy tying his tie, she didn't notice his tears. Her messy bun and morning look makes her look more beautiful. A pink blush lingered on his cheeks before he looked away, trying to hide his face. She placed her hand on his shoulder after she was done with the tie. "There you go." She glanced up at him, who was looking away. His ears were red, making her chuckle. Not wanting to make his heart explode, she backed away. "Wine, have a good time." She smiled at him. He looked at her before nodding his head. He was still ignoring the eye contact while his cheeks were burning. "Taehyung, take care." He turned before making his way out of the place. Wine, shy bear. Time skip to evening. As the movie ended, Ivy leaned back on the couch lazily while Ryan leaned front grabbing the remote. "Ryan, should I play another movie?" "Ivy, no, Ryan. Now movie time getting bored. Shall we do something else?" Ryan placed the remote back on the table and pulled the pillow more on her lap. Ryan questioned, making Ivy push herself from the couch. "Ivy, how about we do some cooking?" "Ryan, cooking? But what do you want to eat?" "Ivy, let's make some cupcakes. I know you're so good at it." Ryan smiled and stood up from the couch. "Ryan, okay then, let's make it together." Ivy smiled wanly before getting up behind Ryan. Both of them made their way towards the kitchen. Few minutes later. Taehyung parked his car before getting out of it. He made his way towards the door. He pulled out his spare key and entered inside the living room. He looked around but found no one. He thought Ryan might be in the kitchen, so he walked to the couch and took off his coat. He leaned back on the couch, leaving an exhausted sigh. That's when he heard some voices from the kitchen. He glanced at the kitchen and decided to walk in. He was on his way to the kitchen, but before he could step inside, he saw Ryan and another woman. He twitched his eyebrows, but then he remembered about Ivy, which Ryan was talking about. He saw both of them were cooking. Ivy and Ryan were talking while cooking. He smiled, seeing Ryan having some relaxing time with her friend after a long time later. Just when he was about to turn and leave, he overheard something which made him turn back to them. Ivy, it's been 1.5 years. Don't you think Taehyung is very unromantic? Ryan, probably, but he's very shy. Ivy, you always say that. Men who are unromantic are unattractive. He should at least make a move. It's shocking that you have not shared a kiss yet. Taehyung twitched his eyebrows, hearing Ivy say. He knows he shouldn't be eavesdropping, but he can't help himself. He leaned his head forward slightly, paying close attention. Both Ryan and Ivy began to talk. Ryan, Ivy, you know Taeyong, right? He's just getting comfortable with me. I don't think I should rush. Ivy, come on, Ryan. You guys are couple, married. You both should be comfortable around and understand each other better. Taeyong stays cold and you don't make any fast move. How is this relationship going to begin? I have never seen Taeyong be friendly with you. He always so quiet and cold. Don't you think you should do something about it? Ryan, I got you. Ivy, she looked at Ryan and chuckles. Hey, I'm just saying. She placed her hand on Ryan's shoulder. Don't get me wrong. Ivy leaned back and said while placing the batter aside, Ivy, all I want is to see you loved by someone who truly cares. Isn't it every best friend wish? She questioned, looking at Ryan with a smile. Ryan, she returned the smile. I understand. Ivy, okay, never mind. Let's begin to make our cupcakes. She chuckles, pointing at the batter. Ryan, sure. Taehyung was still there listening to them. He felt truly bad hearing about him being imperfect, but somewhere he felt Ivy was right. He glanced at their side briefly and saw Ryan smiling while cooking with Ivy. He never saw her smiling like this when she is with him, maybe because they never had a proper conversation. He glanced at Ryan one last time before turning and leaving the place. He made his way towards the shower. He was standing under the shower and the water dripped down his hair and shoulders. He was deep in thoughts, trying to figure out what he can do better to be a better husband. I have never seen Taeyong be friendly with you. He is always quiet and cold. It's been 1.5 years. Don't you think Taeyong is very unromantic? Taehyung, she might be right. I was the same as I was at the start. It's been 1.5 years, but we will still didn't have a proper movement. I was cold and mostly shy. I didn't even try to improve myself. Maybe it's the time, he thought to himself.